Hey guys, welcome to another Guide for Gaming TV video. Today we're going to take a look at Archeage. This is going to be a first impressions video. As you can see, I'm on level 16, so I'm not a long way into the game. But I'll tell you what I know and what I've done so far. I'll start with the basics of combat. I'll handle the question in a bit. In fact, I'll start with questing. Questing is fairly old school. His armor looks fucking awesome, by the way. Nothing's voiced, you've got to read everything out. No troop patrol, which is pretty good. You know, it means you actually pay attention to the quests. And you get your usual rewards, your XP and whatnot. Now, when it comes to XP, you can underachieve a quest or overachieve a quest. If you can't be bothered doing that quest anymore, you can just go hand it in for what you've done. Or, like one of the quests I did before, I had to kill some mobs, different types of mobs, all in the same area and they're all intermingled. So I ended up killing more of one mob than another. But that keeps adding to the quest, so you can overachieve a quest. So you can do a quest where you have to kill, say, 6 of these ants behind us, right? So you kill 6, and then some have spawned behind you. So to get back to your questing area, you've got to kill more of them. Now, usually that wouldn't really give you much. You know, a little bit of XP for killing them and whatnot. But in this game, because you've killed more of that mob, then you've got more XP when you hand it in, so you've overachieved the quest. Now all quests are like that, which I think is really, really cool. But now, as I wasn't paying attention to that, use the hammer on the lizards, blah blah blah. So that's down here. So you use the hammer, probably have to be still on top of it to smack it over the head with this. And then I do that, do I? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, but now he's pissed off. So let's get rid of the section right away. So as you can see, the combat's pretty old school. It's tab targeting. So I can tab through the targets. And, you know, all your different skills and that. There's world bosses as well in this game. Some nice islands over there which you can get to. Everything you see you can get to, like so them islands, the top of that hill if you can get high enough, top of that cliff, you can get to anywhere you want, which is pretty cool. But you know, the combat is fairly simple when you look at it, but if you go through the combo, so I'm going to do a combo on this guy. Just get a bit close for combos. Knock his ass back. So you've got combos, a bit like most of the games are doing these days. So I've worked it out, right? Say this frost one. As you can see, the combo for this one inflicts an additional 15% damage to a burning target. But a burning target, if I hit it with frost, does an extra 12% damage. So if I burn him first, right, that means I can get the 15% damage on top of that with a combo. And then I can relight the guy again and I get the 12% damage. Actually, there's other combos on there as well. Inflicts burning, returns 20% damage as mana, blah blah blah. You know, depending on what you do and everything. Most skills have got this. So, you know, everything's got some sort of combo to it. So if you look at your skills and you think, right, well, if I do this, 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 and this, you can burn down a target pretty quickly if you get the combo right. It's more old school fighting where you combo with yourself, like Guild Wars where you combo with other things. Like, it's cool, but I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying this way of doing it again. Again, casting, you've got to stand still, which for the casting skills that these guys do, is fairly logical because some of them do take a while to cast. As you see with the electricity skill there, it took a while to get down. But again, there's combos with each thing, so... Every now and again, there we go. It lags up, but... So the combat's sort of old school but new school. But I like the fact that you've got to stand still for casting because it's more logical. PvP wise, it might be interesting, but you know, you're going to PvP in big groups, so hopefully the casters will stand back and you're not getting your ass kicked. In the points tree wise, you can get your passive skills, which increases your distance and your damage and all that sort of thing, and decreases your cast out and whatnot. But it's more along the lines of Rift, where you can pick 3 classes. So there's different classes for each thing. You start out with one. I started out with Sorcery, obviously, and then level 5 you get to pick another one, and level 10, I think it is, you get to pick your third. So you can have a mixture of casters, archers, daggers, swords and whatnot. You know, all your archetypes are there, your healers, your warriors, your tanks, your rogues. They're all there and you can mix them all up. So along the lines of Rift, that's pretty cool. So you know, you can be a caster, you know, to initially start your fights, and then stuff gets close to you. If you don't have anything pushbacks, I mean, I've had to go into occultism, whatever you say it, the middle one there, to get pushbacks and freezing and bleeds and whatnot. And then witchcraft for other CC stuff. But you can mix and match it, so if they get close to you, you can quickly switch out and start stabbing them and cutting their heads off and destroying them that sort of way. Obviously, character wise, you can have a range of different weapons on you, sword and shield and whatnot, and it'll change depending on what it is. Gear wise, you can have costumes on, so you can have some really cool looking armors and things like that on, but you can also transmute your gear as well. So say I'm wearing cloth right now, I could find some really cool set of plate armor that looks awesome, and I think it'll suit my character greatly, so I can change that to look like plate armor. So anybody can look like anything, but you get around that by looking at the buff when you target somebody. So you'll see I've got a cloth buff there, an armor guy will have an armor buff, and a leather guy will have a leather buff depending on how much he's wearing. So that's really cool. Let's have a look. I can see the sea over there. So I'll not finish this quest off yet. Pets wise, there are different mounts for the different races. Mine's a horse one, obviously I've got a bit of armour on there. There is, I'll get through here quick. There is mounted combat, as you can see. The same goes for your glider. You can bomb and fire from the glider, which I'll show you from here. Actually, I should be able to glide down from up here. Your pet gains XP as well, so that's how you unlock the different combat skills and the different armors and stuff. And here's your glider. This one's a fairly simple. It's just your first one that you get whenever you're first starting out, so it's not a brilliant glider and it drops quite quickly. That's a big dude. But you can slow it down and speed it up and you know, that sort of thing, which is really cool. Some of the other ones are actually beautiful looking. Now, as you see down here, see this river attaches to the ocean, so it might not have what I want to show you onto it. I'll have to go further up here. So obviously in this game there is sea combat and air combat with the things. You can go underwater and gather things from underneath. sneaking, there's a waterfall dividing it. That's one way of doing it, I suppose. So, there's a guy rowing down the river. So, obviously, in an MMO, you've got rivers and seas and all this lot, right? But, in this MMO, if you see a flow in a river, that flow exists. So, you get in it, and you flow down. Some rivers have fast flows, some have slow ones like this one. But swimming against it will slow you down. Swimming with it will speed you up. And again, you can go under the water. And the current will still take you. Which I think is really, really cool. I do like that aspect of it. You know, a current's got a current. Yes, there is fall damage in here. But now you see we're in the sea, so there's not really a flow in this. This is classed as the ocean. That's probably why they've separated it with that. And this will flow out to the sea. You can get boats of different sizes. This is again a starter boat because I'm on level 16. Dink. And I have the light turned on, and you can turn it off. You can have a passenger in the boat if you want. And you get different skills with it. Again, this is only a normal starter boat. Steering it's a bit of a bitch, but it's not too bad. You can get large battleships for a group of you to go on and actually, you know, PvP that way with huge combat vessels, blow the crap out of each other, steal the boats and whatnot, which is really cool. Oh, just a nice leisurely sail down, and if you stop pushing, so I've took my finger off now, you go a little distance further. You can sit in fish. There are fishing boats in the game as well, so you can go out and fish and try and catch some of the bigger fish that are out there. Bring this in. If I run out here and show you the ocean. And the graphics aren't spectacular, but they are really, really pretty when you look at it in the whole context of things. So, I don't know if somebody's building a boat there. Yeah, Harpoon Clipper Dockyard, so you've got to build your boats. So that's bringing the supplies to it, bringing the wood and whatever else that you're going to need to build it, and that's somebody's building the Clipper there, which is one of the faster little boats. As you can see, them islands out there you can go to, see what's up there. This up here could be a player community, yeah. So there are places where you can own land and buy little houses to put them on. This is one that's been very heavily farmed, so it might be a guilds community. So we've got houses, everything's interactable, so you know you can open windows and things like that and go around. But these guys have, that must be somebody that's not paid the taxes and it's been destroyed or something. But these guys have a cracking view out the back here. Oh, in fact there's one of the clippers out there, look. So the water's really well done in this game. In the oceans, and as I say, you can swim underneath the oceans and get things. There could be something there that's interesting. You know, for shipwrecks and whatnot. He might be fishing out there, that's why he's not doing anything. So, you know, getting land. So he's raising some geese there, look, one of them's diseased. You know, you've got to look after things, you've got to feed them, you've got to water plants and all that sort of thing, so it can be time consuming. The crafting and the farming aspect of this game is very, very in depth. You don't have to go out fighting, you can just farm and deliver your goods to wherever and get money that way. But at the minute on these low level areas it's very, very hard to get any land, so... Nope, and there's some guy in his truck that he's built. He's going to go and do some watering or whatnot probably. And you see on the back of that you can carry 4 trade packs there, so it's a bit easier than carrying it yourself. You know, running with it. We'll go back up here to this quest area. Let's see what else is there that I might have missed. Them things aren't the fastest in the world, but do mining is the same as any other game. You click it, you mine it. It vanishes, done and dusted. In fact, there's a guy carrying a trade pack there, so he's carrying that to wherever. What is he's got? He's got wood, so he may well be building a boat down there. So you got to carry that to either sell your goods or build something or anything like that. There's a public farming area, so that's somewhere where you can do things publicly. Now, you can't. There is a chance of it getting stolen out of there. So, say you've got a plant going and it's ready, and you're nowhere to be seen. Somebody could go in and steal it off you. But there's a law system in the game, so if somebody sees him doing that, you know, I mean, that's not his gear, or he's just murdered that guy's frigging chicken or something like that. They can get flagged up as a suspect, and it'll go, as you can see down in these trials, to higher ranked players and whatnot to judge you and see if you deserve jail time and whatnot. Now, there is a problem with that at the minute, because there's people abusing it and they're flagging people for no reason, so a bounty hunter will come, grab you and ask you in jail. And there was a ridiculous sentence put out yesterday. What was it? 720 minutes or something like that, so basically had 12 hours in jail. Now that has to be done in game time, so you've got to be logged in to serve these sentences, which again isn't going to fit a Western thing. You know, if you're paying for a game, you don't want to be sat 12 hours in jail. That's just not right. So they're gonna have to look at that and try and sort it out to stop the abusers. Obviously it's not that bad in Korea because it has to be attached to a social security number. So if you're abusing it, you get reported for abusing, they ban you, done, dusted. There's no way you're ever going to get back into that game again. So I don't think abuse is as bad in Korea, but this is the Western world, man. You're always going to get idiots and kids playing that just mess things up like that. So it's a good system, but it needs a lot of tweaking to get it right to work in a Western world. As I say, if you're a guild, you don't have to go out fighting. You can just do trade runs and trade packs and get money that way. Map-wise, this is the starting area for me. This is my starting island of New Year. Depending on what faction you're on, depends on what island you're starting, obviously. Some areas go into war, so that's when, you know, PvP will kick in, so you can fight each other and whatnot. In these seas, obviously you've got to sail to these islands. I think there are some places you can teleport to, but most of it will be sailing around. There are hidden islands out here that you can claim for your own land and stuff like that, but some places are obviously going to be in, like this central area. I think it's constant PvP that's in this boxed area, so some places are a bit dodgy. But you know, there's islands on here that you can miss, so you can get out there, claim an island and build away and grow away and whatnot, but be warned that it might get attacked by pirates or the enemy factions. If you break the law too many times, then your faction will kick you out. And on Note of Travel, there's one of the automated travel areas, so that you'll get on that at one city and it'll take you down to the next area. There's also airships that'll do the same sort of thing. But back to what I was saying, there are, you know, if you break the law too many times, your faction will kick you out and you basically become a pirate. So you can rule the open waves on your skipper ship or your big battleship and whatnot, and pillage and plunder all you like. So what have I not gone through? I've gone through the law system, combat basically, gone through your skills, crafting. Crafting is very, very in depth in this game. And as you see from all this lot, farming, tailoring, gathering, leatherworking, paper for music and whatnot, books, it's very, very in depth. Which is cool, I like it. Machining for your vehicles, your siege weapons, your gliders, because there is sieging in PvP. If you have a big enough guild, you can get a lot of people together, claim an area, build up a huge castle keep thing. In a section of that castle keep, there was like a crystal thing in the ground, which I think the enemy has to take over that area, to take over that castle. So you can siege it, you know, blow it up, attack it and whatnot, which I've not seen any yet, but I am only very low level. That's more higher level stuff. PvP, say crafting, very in depth for the things you can do and the stuff that you need to do it. So very cool. The crafting's actually really, really good and in depth. PvP wise, needs a bit of work still. Normal PvP is not bad, but if you go to an enemy faction's island, some quests may require you to turn in a pack, like you saw that guy carrying before, on the enemy faction's land. So maybe 3 or 4 of you doing that quest, so you'll all wander across in a group thinking you're going to be safe. Nah. The enemy will attack one person, and only that one person gets flagged for PvP. So your group cannot help him. So basically what's happening is the enemy faction is just picking people off one by one. So to fix that, which everybody's asking for in the forums and needs to be done, is whenever that enemy faction person hits you, he gets flagged for PvP, and then your group can kick his ass. So that will bring more of a fighting, proper PvP back into the game. The way it is at the minute is bullshit, and a lot of people are complaining about it. And to be honest, to me, that's not how PvP should be. Just being picked off, having no chance to fight. Because 3 or 4 guys could pick on one person and just destroy you in seconds, and you have no way of fighting back. So everybody who attacks an enemy faction member should be flagged for PvP until they die, or for a certain amount of time, or until they kill all that group, or something like that. You know, it needs to be done like that, or flagged for PvP for 5 minutes or something. So you've got more chance of a good fight. But that's really the only trouble I can see from the forums with PvP. I've not seen much more, to be honest. As I say, the trial system's a little bit broke. You see I've got labour points down there, that's for your farming and stuff. So whenever you do farming, or in my case I have some bags to open up here, that'll use a couple of labour points as well. You'll get copper and stuff out of them. You see my bag's getting a little bit full as well, but I do have some bits and bats to sell. But yeah, your bags again can be sorted out into different things. You can add a tab as well, which is really cool. So it is really customizable, but bag slots were a little expensive. Add another 10 is 3 gold. I'll put it up to 80, so it ain't cheap, but you'll get over it, I suppose. If you're doing your package runs and whatnot, you're alright. I think I went through the mounts, how they run around with you and give them armor and whatnot. If I didn't, let me know and I'll go through that in another video. Gun housing, done your character. So yeah, it's basically and there's a guy that's got a donkey. He can go a bit faster obviously instead of walking with a donkey, so he's taking a trip back somewhere. Now these might be the same guild members. I haven't actually noticed the guild names. I'm going to build that boat, so you can get 3 or 4 guys helping you build a boat, and if it's one of the big ones you're going to need it. Let's go to Mirage Isle for a look, shall we? Because I haven't actually been there myself yet. Now this is the area where you can buy all your different gear, your looks, your gliders, houses and all that lot is on Mirage Isle. Now I haven't been here yet before, so that portal will take you back to wherever you were last. You see, you've got your enemy factions in here as well. You look cool. So you've got all your... Wow, look at the armor on that horse there. So you've got all your different looks that you can get for coin that you earn during the game and for doing trading and all that sort of stuff. You see gorgeous ocean out there, probably to test the boats and whatnot. You got ranches. Here's your Eastern Asian style housing that you can buy. Now these are just the basic small ones. So you can buy these, put whatever you want inside. And then there's your slightly bigger ones. And there's mirrors portals all over the place to get you back to where you want to go quickly. And then your huge houses there. Now, housing wise, you can actually have them as a group, so you can set it so there's 3 or 4 of you living in it. Obviously, you've got to do your taxes and whatnot, so if you don't pay your taxes, it's going to get taken off you. But I think they said it all goes to your warehouse manager, so you don't actually lose it, you just lose your land. There are some really, really nice houses. I might get one of these Asian ones when I'm up to that point. Hold on. The other side might have the other ones. You can get both styles and things here. The other side might be the other style housing. I'm gonna have to look. I've never been here before, so you guys have seen this the same time as me. Oh, here's your gliders. Different types, which are, some of them are actually really beautiful looking. Some of these back here are awesome. Look. And they all have different designs and techniques for combat. Experimental glider is the one you get to start with, I think, wherever it is. Personally, probably quickly check on it. Yeah, experimental glider is when you get to start with. So you can buy these with coin. I don't know how much it is. I don't know how you see how much it is, to be honest. Improved glider design. So it's the first time I've been here, so preparing for sale. These must be tents from the other ones, maybe, are they? Oh, rent. So it looks like you can open a shop up as well here for the traders that play, which is quite cool. I'll look into that later on to see how I can upgrade my glider. More designs for armor and stuff. Which are basically all costumes you can have over your armor, which I explained before, which is quite cool. This is a really nice island. It's the first time I've been here. Like. And then down here is the other style of houses that you can get as well. Fall damage, obviously, so much where you're going. So I set up shop there for fucking trees. Well, these are the other style houses you can get. which are quite nice. So you know, there's a lot to buy, a lot to purchase, a lot to mess around with, which is really, really cool. So I think I've gone through quite a bit there, guys, for first impressions. I'm liking it. Combat's quite nice. The aesthetics are really nice. The outfits are really nice. As I said, I was only on the gold package, which only got me to beta, but I had a little extra cash lying around, so I thought, heck, I'll ante up the extra couple of quid and get into the alpha as well. So that was pretty cool. In fact, I'll show you one of these bigger ships. Now you gotta have blueprints for these. Obviously, you gotta buy the blueprints. But this is one of the larger ships out here. These are all the ones that you can buy. Harpoon 1, the different size ships, and a new fishing ship they've just brought in as well. Cannons, you can go right up to the crow's nest and use things. You can put your own designs on the sails as well as your cloaks and armors, which is really cool. So there's a lot to do in this game. It's not just running around and questing. There is a hell of a lot of stuff to do, which I actually really, really like. And I didn't think I would like this game, but I thought I'd try it because it looked a bit too old school for me. But I'm enjoying it, and it is quite fun. So, excuse me. On closing, guys, if you want to give it a blast, go to the Triumph website, the Archeage website, and have a look at it. I may do some streams on this at some point soon. And I'm definitely going to do some other videos of it as I get higher level and build the characters. So, any suggestions? I might do a let's play of Archeage. I have another 2 characters that I can use. One's using the shadow stuff, and the other one's using the normal warrior type stuff with the dual swords, with a big sword. If you want to see a let's play, give us a shout in the comments below, guys. If you want it with this character, give us a shout and I'll do it with this one, you know, any of the 3 characters, or I can go through a completely brand new one with you and do a let's play from scratch, create the character and whatnot, and go through it that way, maybe even do it in the stream that way. So give us a shout in the comments. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, and then you know the rest, guys. Every YouTuber says it. Go and like the website, go and like the pages that I've got on the websites and the stream things, and Twitch and all that lot, and Twitter and things. So thanks for watching, and hopefully see you around. Goodbye.